Hey there, and welcome to the Profitable Entrepreneur Podcast with your host, Ann Keeney. And this is the podcast where we help six-figure coaches, VAs, and entrepreneurs all around the world scale their sales, break free from the one-to-one hustle, and skyrocket their profits online. Because we believe that the best business is a profitable one, and real CEOs make money, not coffee. So rise up, join the revolution, and let's get down to business. So I want to talk about the mindset shifts that are required to really turn any financial situation around and begin to skyrocket your sales. I think this is a super important topic with everything going on right now in the world and in the economy and around us. The online space is getting noisy. It's getting loud. People are feeling like there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of noise. And what we want for you in our community is for you to be able to stand out amongst that noise. We want you to have recession-proof businesses. We want you to be able to stand out, stand the test of time, and really gain the attention of your buyers. So there's some mindset shifts, right? Like we talk a lot of sales, we talk a lot of strategy here on this podcast, and even in our Simplify the Scale community Facebook group, we're always talking strategy and marketing and sales and content. And I really want to rein in some of the important mindset shifts that are going to need to take place in order for you to really turn your financial situation around, regardless of what that looks like for you. So the very first thing is the way you think, the actions that you take, and the opportunities that you let pass by are going to reflect in your results. Right? So if we think about this, let's say if you think $500 is a lot of money to invest, and then you turn around and charge $500 for your services, the chances of you getting sales are slim to none. Not because at the core, right, it's not worth it, not because you're not good at what you do or because it's not worth that, but because at the core of your truth, right, you think that's a lot of money to invest. Right? So we could apply the numbers any which way, right? It could be $1,000, it could be $1 million. But at the end of the day, if you think something is a lot of money, but then you're trying to charge that, if you're not willing to invest a certain amount for whatever, or in whatever, then when you're asking people to pay you that amount, there's already a disconnection there. You already created a story around that amount of money. Right? You see where I'm going with that? So this right here is going to create, it's going to create a certain result inside of your business, right? This is going to reflect in your results, right? So you could be doing all the things, but because you feel this certain way and you created a story around, I'm just using numbers as that example, a specific number, that's what's going to happen, right? It could be the same thing if you're trying to piecemeal your business together and you're trying to figure things out all on your own for free because you don't want to invest. And then you try to get other people to invest in you and take that plunge and fight through the fear and make that decision. And that's what you're telling your people, but you're not doing that. Then the chances are you're probably not going to get sales because you're not available to do what you're asking others to do. So I have a rule of thumb, right? We don't ask of our audience. We do not ask you to do something we are not doing or are not willing to do ourselves, right? So you have to understand the mindset behind these things, right? You're creating stories. These are going to manifest in your results one way or another, right? If you commit to something and then you don't follow through, right? Or you make excuses, but you expect your clients to follow through, then chances are you're going to have clients that don't show up, they don't follow through, they make excuses and maybe even back out of their commitments. And this is just your clients mirroring back to you exactly what you're doing. So we always have to stop and pause and say, wait a second, where am I doing this? Where am I thinking that same thing? Where am I giving those exact objections, right? Or where am I doing that in my life or business, right? It's not just in your business. This could be in your life. You need to look at where you're doing the things that are happening to you that you don't like. Okay. Because a lot of the times we do come back and say, oh, it's probably the strategy. It's probably my offer. It's probably the price. It's probably my message. It must be the audience. Sometimes that's true. But I'm going to tell you that 9 out of 10 times, it is mindset shifts that need to happen to in order to get yourself into alignment with receiving what it is you want to receive. And part of that receiving is being. Okay. So the other thing, so that's number one. Okay. The way that you think is going to create how you act, which will reflect in your results. There's no other formula. That's just what it is. Okay, the second thing is mindset alone is not enough. I don't want you to be hard on yourself. I used to beat myself up because I couldn't sit down and meditate, right? Like I was not able to get into a trance, right? Like I would sit down and meditate and my mind would go a million directions. And when I was done, I would beat myself up every day because I couldn't do it the way other people were able to do it. So I basically made a story. I'm never going to be successful if I can't quiet my brain and get control of my thoughts. Okay. Now, to some degree, this is true. We just talked about this. You have to be able to control and manage your thoughts. It doesn't mean we're eliminating all the things we don't want. That stuff's going to show up no matter what stage of business you're at, but we need to control and manage them and move through them faster, right? But here's the thing. There's a million ways to do it. So if meditation doesn't work for you, then don't do meditation, right? If maybe you have to go dance, then go put on music and go dance if that's what works for you. You find what works for you, right? But mindset by itself, it's not enough. I'm sorry, but anyone who tells you just wish it, dream it, visualize it, and boom, sauce, you got it, BS. Total BS. We need mindset and we need consistent strategy and implementation. I don't care how much mindset you do. I don't care how amazing you operate your brain. If you do not have the right actions and they don't feel good and they're not in alignment and you have no strategy, it's not going to work, right? Just the same as it can't just be strategy. You need these both equally combined, okay? So mindset by itself ain't going to cut it. Okay, so you've got to start where you're at and you've got to follow what feels good for you. I want you to take fast but inspired action, and I want you to leap before you're ready. You're never going to have the perfect mindset. There's always going to be a level of fear and doubt and uncertainty, always. No matter what stage of business you're at, there's always a level of those things. So the idea that you could just get your mindset where it needs to be and magically you'll make money and get results, it's just not true. Because no matter what stage of business, no matter how much money you make, no matter how successful you get, there's still a level of fear and doubt and uncertainty that's going to always show up. That's just part of life, right? So we're hardwired to function that way. And it's not always a bad thing, okay? So it's just, again, managing it and controlling it and moving through it faster. So you have to learn to fail. You have to fail fast. You have to fail forward. You have to go through those failures to get to the success. And yes, that means that mindset by itself is not going to be enough. You're going to need to take fast, inspired action, and you're going to need to focus on solution, not the problem. Keep moving toward the outcome. Don't get so fixated, right? You don't want to get fixated. So I want you saying, how can I versus I can't because. Just change the question. It changes the game. Instead of saying, well, I can't because of this, right? Then say, instead, I want you to say, how can I? So how can I do this? Instead of, well, I can't because of insert whatever excuse. How can I? Okay, so we want to focus on solutions, not problems. Fail forward fast. And remember that mindset is not the only piece here, right? Nor is strategy. The other thing is I want you to identify what does a positive success mindset mean to you? Because when we say success and we say like success and positive, this can mean different things to people. There's not like a cookie cutter. There's not a right or wrong way to do mindset work, right? Whatever makes you feel good, positive, and aligned, just do more of that, right? So I always say if it's true and if it feels good, it cannot be wrong. The only way that you can be wrong and really mess up is if you're a liar. Are you a liar? Are you lying? Are you lying your way through your business? If you are telling the truth, and it feels good to you, then it cannot be wrong. So follow truth. Follow the truth and you identify what success means to you. What does it mean for you to have success? What does it mean for you to have a successful mindset? Write it down. Get specific and get clear. What What are your success markers, right? What are the things that you're like, yes, if I can hit this or accomplish this, achieve this, then that to me is success. You need to identify what that is. I mean, I don't know how we can make investments in programs or coaching or mentorship and not know what our success markers are. Like, how do you know if you're successful in your investment? How do you know if you got an ROI if you don't even know what success means for you, right? So set your expectations and know what that looks like. The other thing is I want you to really think about when you feel like you don't have what you need to get what you want. Like, I hear this all the time. I don't have enough leads. I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough money in order to get where I'm trying to go. I want you to remember, focus on how. Focus on solutions. So a little exercise that I have my clients do is write out a list. Just do like a brain dump of everything that you could do in every single way, every little thing that you could leverage to get what you want. Sometimes we just don't realize we have a lot of possibility. It doesn't mean you're going to do all those things, right? So when a client is trying to find the money to make an investment, as an example, I will tell my client or this potential client, I'll say, here's an exercise that I want you to do. I want you to write a list of a brain dump list of every single way that you could come up with the money that's even humanly possible in this whole entire world. I want you to write a list. It's not about if you're going to do them or not. It's not about, oh my God, they all need to feel amazing. That's not what we're talking about. Just do an entire brain dump of every single way possible that you could find access to money to make investment or get the thing that you want. My people will write a list and they're like, holy cow, that's a lot of stuff. This is a lot of ways. Like, I didn't even realize, right? There's so many ways. Now, the purpose of it is so you can see what's possible, so that you can see what is available to you. And so that you're putting yourself in the energy of being a solution seeker. Does that make sense? Action will get things flowing. Even if the action isn't the right or the best way, it's still going to get you seeking a solution. And that's entirely what we need you to do. We need your energy to match your wishes, right? So the universe can open it up and say, here you go. So by you doing a brain dump of all the ways and the things that you could be doing, that you have access to, or could be doing, just to explore in order to get what you want. It doesn't need to be an investment. It could be anything. All the ways. When you do that, you see a lot of possibility, and that creates a different energy versus, a solution seeker versus a problem solver. Do you understand? So that's the difference there. It's a really great exercise to go off and do with anything you're trying to accomplish. And then what you could do is start chipping away at some of those. They're not all going to be fantastic. Like, it never feels good to be like, oh, I have to take out a credit card, or I got to borrow money, or I got to take out a loan, or I got to, sell some stuff or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you believe in what you're going for, then no matter what you do, you'll get something out of it, right? And you're doing what you have to do, right? Like, when we take out credit cards, that's abundance. I'm sorry, but the fact that we have money that can be loaned to us is abundance, regardless of how you get it. Whether it's a loan from the bank, or it's a credit card, or you're borrowing it, or you're selling stuff, or you're pulling a second job. Either way, it's all abundance. So to me, I don't attach any negative feeling with any of the ways. I am 1000% open to money coming to me in any and all forms humanly possible. And I accept it all with immense gratitude. Okay, this is part of the mindset around money. You've got to open up. You have to experience it. Okay, the next thing is take care of yourself. It's hard to function at a really high level in your business when you are stressed out, when you are tired, when you are hungry, when you're having sugar crashes, when you're not enjoying life, you're not having any fun, you're not unplugging, you're not taking any time to rest and be creative. I have an entire 2 days that is 100% just my creative days. I am not working. I'm not in my business. I'm not serving clients. I'm not doing anything. I am unplugged, total creation mode. And I give myself 2 days to do that. Every single week, I have done that for years. And that's my time. That's my time to vision drive my company. It's my time to think about what I want, right? It's my time to to take care of me so I can take care of my clients and my community, my team, and my business, right? And it's my time to unplug and have family time and vacation time and have a little fun, unplug and go laugh and not stress about business. And I'm going to tell you, when you're head down buried in the business every second, you're probably not moving fast. You're probably treading water, and things are probably happening very slow, very, very slow. So you definitely need to be, you need to look at, what do you need? What does your body require to feel at your optimal, at your absolute highest version of yourself? Super high vibe, really creative, good positive energy, full of gratitude and creativity. What is required for you? Write down the list. What needs to happen? What does your life and business need to look like? Your environment and the people you're spending your time with, in order for you to have and experience that kind of stamina. Okay, when it comes to attracting money and clients, you've got to shift your energy and your urgency. If all you ever do is focus on the absence of what you don't have, right, or the absence of the thing that you want, then what you want will always be absent, right? Urgency and fear can be really good. They can be really good motivators. They can get you to move. It puts a little fire under your ass, like I tell my clients. But, and if you're always comfortable and safe, then you're never really trying that hard. You're not working hard enough. You're not pushing yourself. You're not stretching. You're not challenging yourself. If this is easy and so comfortable and everything just happens with flow and ease, you're not really trying that hard, right? You're not really pushing yourself. You're always going to settle and just make excuses. So I want you to create a healthy urgency that puts you into fight mode a little bit. It gets your ass into action, but it's not coming from a place of attachment. It's not coming from a place of, oh my God, I need this to happen, or I'm like, my life is over, and you're out like negative energy and creating crazy posts and you're being really desperate. That's not really a good positive energy, okay? Now, the final thing I want to talk about as we wrap up is really knowing what you want and what you have to support it, along with what you still need, right? So with the clarity, you know what you need to focus on to get where you want to be, right? If you're just floundering around day to day and you don't have any direction, there's no intention, you have no idea what you're really working toward, your business will never move in the direction you want it to, and you're always going to feel like you're just stuck, right? And I dare say that 90% of fears and money blocks come from lack of clarity, not knowing what you really want, what to focus on every day, and how to run a business, right? Like all the business stuff. But when you get clear about what you want, right, what you have and what you still need, then you can create an inspired action plan that actually moves the needle forward. But without that, you're just kind of a sitting duck, right? You have no clue what to do one day to the next. So you've got to know what you want and why that's important to you. We call this a mission, right? Money's not going to motivate you, but your mission will. Okay, you need to take the time to really think about what success means to you, set those markers we talked about so that you can reverse engineer what it's going to take every day, Monday through Friday, to get where you're trying to go, right? If you think about traveling, you don't just jump in your car and let it take you wherever you want and just end up wherever, right? You know your destination. You know the roads that you're going to take. You've explored the shortcuts. You know where the rest areas are, the food stops and the gas and the time it's going to take you to get there, right? You probably packed your vehicle with, everything that you're going to need, and you probably planned for some emergencies along the way. And maybe you even invited a friend or two to travel with you so you're not alone. But at the end of the day, you planned it. You have given your travel that careful consideration, and you've made strategic plans with a very specific set of actions that are going to get you to that specific destination, right? Just like you would not call an airline and say, hey, I don't know, book me a flight to anywhere of your choice. You wouldn't just show up in your business every day floundering around with no direction or plans. No idea what you're trying to accomplish, right? And the amount of entrepreneurs that I see today who have no idea of their business metrics astounds me. I'll ask people all the time, how many people have you reached out today? How many sales conversations are you having? How many new leads did you get today? And they have no idea. When I ask them, how much money do you want to make? They say, I don't know, probably 5,000 would be good enough, or whatever, right? Insert whatever number. Entrepreneurs today do not have clarity on these important things that move the needle in the business. They don't have specific plans, right? And they're not investing in the right types of people to help them with this sort of stuff. They're making terrible business decisions and financial investments due to that lack of that clarity, right? You cannot make smart investments in things if you just don't know what you're trying to accomplish and what you need help with to get there. So I want you to know your mission, the thing that will get you out of bed when nothing else is working. Okay, when nothing's going your way, what's going to get you out of bed? Because money is not a big enough motivator. I want you to know your goals and set those success markers for yourself, right? What does success look like to you? And then plan out what it's going to take Monday through Friday, every single day, those daily action steps to get there. Get focused on money-making activities and then set everything else aside for right now. Stop skipping 100 steps ahead of where you actually are. And then remember, you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes, right? Things are not always going to work out as you plan. And this is normal. It happens to the best of us. You have to make changes along the way and just do better every time. Invest in the people and the programs that are going to have a long game focus in mind for you and that can help you with specifically what you are struggling with. So my recommendation is usually to stop investing in these short-lived wins, these little wins that you have for just a few weeks or a few months and then you're back at square one again, or these quick overnight promise courses, right? The courses that are like, ooh, run the ads to the webinar and set up the email sequence and voila, you will have, thousands of dollars rolling in while you're on the beach and you never have to work again. Or, hey, it's okay if you don't even have your business foundations in place. Come learn how to sell membership sites or courses or whatever, right? You have to understand you need sales. You need marketing in place. You need an audience. You need to be in conversation with people. You need to know your goals. You need to know what you want for success. You also have to have immense clarity on who you work with and how you help them and serve them and be behind that offer before any of those advanced strategies are going to work for you, right? You've got to be a master seller. You've got to know how to sell in all of the ways, the benefits of working with you and why anyone should stop and listen. Right? So much of this is that mindset of the clarity and owning your value and taking off the mask and really stepping in to own and take a seat at the table, own your worth, your value, and get out there and talk about it and be about it. Right? It's not about the strategy because they all work. Many times, almost every time I talk to an entrepreneur that is struggling or has reached some income plateau, rather it's, they make 7 figures a year or they're making $10 a year. It doesn't matter. Every entrepreneur, almost 90% of the entrepreneurs I talk to who have reached a point in their business and cannot get beyond it, it's usually never the strategy. There's some kind of, mindset block or barrier that they've reached internally that has got them to a point where they're like, oh, I just cannot get over this hump. And so you have to be looking at these mindset shifts that you have to change because as you advance, as you grow, as you scale, as you, further in your business, there's different mindset things, internal things that are required and that come up. For example, when I was doing, $5,000 months or $10,000 months, my mindset from $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month was, I had to change some stuff. And then to go from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month, I had to change some and so forth and, so on. Every time we up level, there's new mindset things. And there's also new self-care. There's new things that need to change besides just your strategy or hiring team or setting up automation. There's a lot of internal shifts that need to take place that entrepreneurs are unaware of, they're not clear on, and they're not focusing on in their business, and they end up starting over constantly, or they hit a plateau and they don't know how the heck to get over it. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Go back and listen to this. Again, do these few exercises we talked about in here. Get some clarity. And then if you'd love to continue the conversation, connect a little bit with us, just keep this kind of going and learn a lot more about sales and scaling and the mindset required around it and the sales psychology side of things, really, really taking your business to another level. Join us over in our Facebook group. You can head over to Facebook, go to Simplify to Scale. We will meet and greet you right over there personally, and we hope to see from you. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate your support, and we will see you over in the community. Hey, not so fast. As a valued listener of the Profitable Entrepreneur podcast, we want to help you simplify the scale and revolutionize your income and your impact online. not just here in these weekly sessions, but every day of the week and every week of the year. We have an amazing free Facebook group with other successful, high-achieving, and profitable CEOs who are creating financial and time freedom for their families. They're breaking free from the one-to-one hustle, and they're making a real income and impact. If this is an experience that you want to have and you want to be part of a real online community where you can connect, collaborate, co-create, scale your online coaching business, and receive uncommonly exceptional weekly live trainings from me, then head over to Facebook right now, search for Simplify the Scale. Join us over there in the Facebook group, and my team and I will be watching and waiting to welcome you and get you started on creating your next six figures. I cannot wait to connect with you.